Shawty, it's fall. It's fall. Raindrops keep falling on my skin. That's not how that song goes. What am I doing? Okay, there we go. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BandLab Plus Coffee. And you know what? Happy fall. To celebrate fall, I am going to be bringing you tracks that are a little bit outside my comfort zone. Not to say that I don't like them, because I like all music, but to say that I would normally go seek out more mellow tracks. It's just not what I vibe with typically. However, my beautiful wife said, "Hey, DJ," she doesn't call me DJ, "why don't you go find tracks that feel like fall, that feel like a warm hug, that are a little more her style?" So, starting today and through this week, we're going to play some fall jams for you. You know, as the leaves begin to fall here in the lab. Today we've got Fever Dream by Andrew Lee Mason as part of his album Acoustic Echoes. So, without further ado, to the left. Time to wake up, wind up, and cue up with another excellent BandLab track. Over here on the lab for our first day of our fall week, it's Fever Dream by Andrew Lee Mason. Out of Seattle, Washington, I know that place, at Amazing Mason. AMAZINGMASON. Reppin', I want to say it was something around 696 followers and following 44. Let's go ahead and take a listen to Fever Dream by Andrew Lee Mason, which already has 21 likes, most likely soon to be one of our own. And, we'll probably just listen through the whole album after the show. Let's go. Oh yeah, I mean, you can feel the fall. The acoustic guitar. With everything being so acoustic, you can see the leaves falling off the trees. You can almost hear the background there as the wind blowing through, changing the seasons. Is that electric doing the background for us? This is giving me real Eagles vibes. And in fact, along with fall, I'm watching all the seasons change. It's almost like a montage in a movie where years are passing. Maybe a husband went off to war and you're seeing his wife outside every day waiting for him. Back in early times, or maybe we're out in the Wild West, watching people struggle through the seasons. But what happened? Something happened to him. While he was out, while he was away. They said, "Ma'am, your husband's not coming home." And she refused to believe it. So she grabbed her horse, some supplies, and she went looking, because her husband would never admit defeat. And he needed a wife just as strong as he was. She makes her way through battlefields, through brush, forest, trees. The weather starts to turn. Eventually, she comes to a place. She used to know it, but not anymore. It's been torn apart by war. She rides looking left and right. A gasp. She hops off the horse and runs towards a tree. there's a man sitting against the large trunk. It's her husband. And clutched in his hand, his dead, cold hand, is a photo of her. Man, what a cool track. Andrew Lee Mason, Fever Dream. This is an excellent track and part of the album Acoustic Echoes. I suggest everyone go check it out. Let's head on over to 2 things I love and 1 thing I want more of. The first thing I love about this track is this guitar. I know it's guitar heavy, so you're saying, of course, DJ, you love the guitar. That's what the track is. But let me tell you specifically what I love here. The guitar itself has this really clean tone to it. It gives you a cinematic vibe. So while everything is stripped back to an acoustic level, the guitar itself, whether it's how it's mixed, how it's played, how it's amped, whatever the case may be, it has a very cinematic feel to it, which you can't say about every acoustic guitar track. Let's listen a little bit. I want to say that this probably comes from a direct feed, perhaps. So we're not picking up any of the ambient noise. We're not getting the fingers moving as we move chords or move up and down the frets. The sound feels like it's pure, like it's a direct feed. And I think maybe that's what gives us that cinematic feel, where we have less of a raw live quality and more of a sync placement. Let's put this in a movie quality, you know. That's kind of what I'm getting from that. And in fact, I think that's what I like about it. There's a time and a place for live guitar, and maybe this is live and I'm just missing it, or maybe it's mic'd in a way that we're not catching any of the movement. But this is one of the reasons I really like it. It's a very clean tone, and that's what makes it one thing I love. The second thing I love is this dynamic shift. An acoustic song does not have to be a boring song, ever. I hope that people like Glass Garden and I and Grandma and I have conveyed that to you in our acoustic versions of our tracks. But if we listen here, we get this shift, a quiet stop, and then suddenly there's tension. Something is happening. And whether it's triumphant or whether it's tense, like a drama, you're getting so many layers, some over here, some over here. It almost feels more Western, but I'm looking at it from more of a revolutionary standpoint. So early America, whatever it may be. And it's one of the things I love for that reason. We're going to dynamically shift again. Take a break and back to it. So good. 3 distinct portions to the song, all offering very different things, all offering equally excellent things. And in fact, these scene changes, as I like to think of them, are giving us, or rather leaning more into the cinematic vibe. So the first thing I love is that cinematic nature, because that guitar is so clean. And the second thing I love is how we have these 3 distinct sections that give us this dynamic change and keep us listening as the seasons turn within this tune, or the story plays on, climaxes, and then we reach the conclusion. Whatever visual you see in your head, Andrew Lee Mason's track Fever Dream is doing a great job of conveying it through the audio that he gives us. If there's one thing that I want more of, I think for me, with it being purely an instrumental track, I would have loved to hear what we've been hearing a lot lately on the show, which is tracks that have ambience. Whether that ambience is, in this case, someone walking through grass and just like the real faint rustle of grass crunching underneath or leaves crunching underneath. Now, of course, this is my interpretation of the song, so how could Andrew even know to add that? And also, it's not necessary. But to add to the cinematic vibe that I'm feeling, this faint rustle of grass or leaves crushing or wind blowing, as we do that. Or maybe as we transition from piece to piece, we get the whinny of a horse or just a sigh from someone, something to really lean into the cinematic nature that I'm feeling, the cleanliness of this guitar. This track is phenomenal. I very much enjoy it. It has this great fall vibe, almost more so a vibe that transcends all 4 seasons. You could montage through all of them, but it does really give me vivid imagery of a soldier gone away to war, but not in modern times so much. So thank you so much, Andrew, for the track Fever Dream off of your album Acoustic Echoes, which everyone should take a listen to. Head on over to BandLab and follow Amazing Mason. And, while you're there, go ahead and follow DJTatious on BandLab, YouTube, or wherever you choose to consume your social media. In the meantime, welcome to fall, and we'll be back with another new fall track tomorrow. Thanks for waking up, winding up, and queuing up with me.